Listen,
Never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
We know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
we talk about it every day.
Can't get enough baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
Guess what?
What?
There's nobody I'd rather be talking to in the world than Roman Anthony.
I feel like you say that a lot with everyone,
I do.
but I appreciate it.
But I only say if I mean it.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
So, all right. So I just wanted to talk to you and sort of reflect on, and please don't I understand there's process and taking one day at a time and everything, but I do find it fascinating to you prepare all your life and all your minor league career, and then you get to the major leagues, and then now that we're a few weeks in, what it actually looks like compared to what you thought it would look like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a second. Ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, go.
No, first of all, it's awesome. It's everything you could imagine and more. But yeah, it's definitely different, and I don't think it's something that you can fully prepare for. I think you can prepare and get ready to be the best that you could possibly be in the minor leagues, but I think it's just different when you get up here, and just everything here is so about winning and helping do everything you can to help the team win. But obviously the people, the big stadiums, everything it's just different. The way you travel, everything, the lifestyle is different.
You have planes. You have your own planes.
You have planes, not buses.
Not buses.
But it's great. I've only been here for a couple of weeks, but it's been awesome.
So the obvious question is, what is the thing or things that sort of maybe has not caught you off guard, but I thought I was prepared, but and I'm not even talking about pitching. We'll get into that, but just talk about the life.
I wasn't prepared for how good the food was.
Ooh.
And how nice the travel is. You hear about it and you're like, oh, okay. Well, I hear about it when I'm in the minor leagues riding 15-hour bus rides and stopping at gas stations, and then you actually get here and you're like, oh wow, they weren't kidding.
Literally, so that's the thing that people, you stop at gas stations and you load up on Slim Jims.
Exactly. Yeah, you get some candy, you get maybe a Gatorade and a water, and maybe even who knows, like a hot dog.
Because I did that life. I wasn't a major league, but I did that life.
Yeah.
So when I got on the plane, I just want you to corroborate this. You get on the plane, right? And they're like, here's your fried clams, clam chowder, and shrimp cocktail. And by the way, and now here's the menu for the dinner that you're going to have after you eat that.
It's here's your starter that is like a 5-course meal. And then you get, the steak menu with different cuts of steak, and you're just like, wow, I'm pretty.
And a nice seat.
I don't even really know what to order. There's too many options. But no, it's awesome. I think you put the work in and you work so hard, and it's a grind in the minor leagues, and it's a grind going through the draft process, and then you finally get up here and you're like, wow, this is what it was all for, and it's all worth it, and now let's stay here and let's win.
That's the thing. You don't want to. Once you taste it.
No, you don't want to go back. That's for sure. If there's one thing I don't want to do, it's go anywhere.
How is this is a totally random, but along those lines, how is the hotel, I say this, when they put slippers next to your bed, every time they clean your room, you know that you're in the major leagues.
Yeah.
They don't do that in the minor leagues, I bet, right?
No, there's no slippers in the minor leagues.
And they also have roommates in the minor leagues.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You get there and you have you have a bathtub and a shower in the major leagues most of the time. It's everyone always talks about how show the hotels are, and I just got to go on the West Coast trip where we stayed at 3 different hotels, and I was just like, wow, this is unreal. So yeah, they aren't lying when they say all that is just astronomically better.
So when it hits you, so when did it, you get called up, right? And everyone's like, attaboy, good job, you made the major leagues, everyone's excited. But when did it hit you? Was it when you get to the hotel? Was it when you took the plane? When you get the per diem? When did it sort of really feel like, holy crap, I'm a major leaguer?
Yeah, I think like for me that first series against the Rays was, it was great getting some wins there and like experiencing that and in the debut it all happens so fast, and I think that first series as a whole was just kind of like it just flew by, and then you get an off day and you kind of get to reset, but obviously having a lot of family there and having a lot of
there's a
people
lot
there.
going on that few days, right?
Yeah, there's so much going on, and then I think for me it was like when when we played the Yankees and we're sold out on the weekend, and we happened to sweep the Yankees, and it was unbelievable. And I think like after the second win on Saturday,
yeah.
I looked around and I was like, oh wow, this is what they talk about. This is Fenway, this is Boston, and I think that's when it started to hit me. And then hopping on that plane ride after you sweep the Yankees and you fly to Seattle, I think.
Well, that was a weird flight, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, but that was a long flight for me to just kind of be like, okay, wow, this is the life, and now it's time to go. Now it's time to kind of go.
6 hours of fried clams and
Yeah,
shrimp cocktail.
yeah, 6 hours of a lot of good
Were you
food.
21 by then?
I was, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah,
Just throw that in the equation.
Yeah.
But when you go out, and also in that weekend, I would imagine like when you walk the streets, it's one thing to walk the streets of Worcester and being put in like laundry carts or whatever you did, right? But I mean, when you're in Boston, everyone knew you by the time you got here.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing where it's great, but also I would imagine you have to be like, know how to manage it, right?
Yeah, I think like I got to experience that a little bit in the minor leagues just because of how big and how much this fan base cares about their players, and being in Portland and then in Worcester, you're not too far from here, and you're in the New England area with all these fans who are so passionate and they know you. But then I think that's something I'm still adjusting to, is finally being here and walking to get a coffee and
you don't
people.
have to pay for anything. Just cut out and say it.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you go across the street to Loco, you don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah, I mean.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. And then, just that's another thing you kind of adjust to is just going to grab a coffee in the morning and forgetting that, people are still going to want to interact with you outside of the stadium. And for me, like, I'm just a normal, like, kid, I feel like, who's, when I go home to South Florida, I'm just doing my own thing. I can go anywhere and nobody really.
But here it was like, sometimes people ease into it. And for all the reasons you said, there was no easing into it for you.
Yeah.
Right? Because we talked about you for months.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's, I'm thankful for all of it. It just goes to show how passionate. these fans are.
I get it. It's good for you.
Yeah.
On the field, what is the thing? Again, you prepare your whole life. You prepare in Worcester, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, you got to check off that box, this box, and that box." What is the things that like you think that you've gotten better at? Let's start with hitting. Like, what do you think you've gotten better at since you've been up here?
I'll start like it just generally. I think like getting used to the crowds and getting used to like taking them, not really taking them out of it, because here I think we build off of it, but like at the same time you kind of do have to find a way to just lock it in and take yourself out of the 40,000 people that are in attendance and just slow the game down and breathe and focus on the task at hand. And I think for me over these few weeks now and finally being back home, like I think I've started to do a good job of as soon as that game starts and I'm on deck hitting or whatever it is, or I'm in the hole, like really locking it in.
You're clearing the mechanism.
Yeah, and just knowing what I have to do in order to get on or in order to move a guy over, help the team win. I think
that was not to say your head was spinning when you were that first series. Like I said, you got a lot going on, but you have to play baseball. You have to face the best pitcher that you ever have, right?
Yeah.
And
so
it's hard.
Yeah, I think that can be the toughest part sometimes for people, is just understanding it's the same game, but it's not in a sense, because you're surrounded by all these people, and now
But you keep telling yourself it's the same game? Like, you like, it's the same game, same game.
For sure. And it is, once you learn how to adjust and once you learn how to, play every day and take care of yourself every day in order to, recover. And sometimes, it can be for me, like it can be tough to sleep at times when you go and you play the Yankees and they're your rivals and you win a game and you go home and you're like, oh my God, I want to do that again already. Why am I not at the field right now? And it's like all that I think is just a learning curve that you can't prepare for, and you can't prepare for that in the minor leagues. You can't prepare for any of that aspect of the game until you're just here and you experience it. And I think talking with guys like Marcelo, and now that we've both had a taste of it for a little while, just being like, yeah, that's the biggest part.
Did he tell you, like, he had the ramp up, right? He walked so you could run.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he did, but he, at the same time, I wanted to leave him alone. I know how hectic it can be, and I know how when you're living at this lifestyle that there's a lot of different things that go on, and a lot of people that are constantly in your ear and want certain things from you. So when he was up, I just tried to focus on myself and obviously be there for him and talk to him, but not really bug him and be like, hey, what do you got after every day? So
what's it like?
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah. And again, it's just one of those things. I think that you just have to, it's like playing at a new level in the minor leagues. You just have to experience it. There's no way to get ready for it other than to just be yourself and prepare and then, experience it.
Was there a picture or pitch you said, holy crap, I've never seen something like that before? You can say that.
I don't know if there's some guys that I've faced that I was like, okay,
this is gonna be
you don't see anything like this in the minor leagues, but I don't think there's been a time where I've gotten to the box and been like, wow, I have no chance here.
Really? Yeah.
But again, I think it's just being good at taking everything else out of it and
but that's a huge dude. Like, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, like, that's, if you feel that way, if you sincerely feel that way, and you're not lying to me.
Yeah. I wouldn't lie to you.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
You're going to test that in a second.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing, and I can see that, like, you hitting.
Yeah.
It feels that way anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the biggest thing too, right? Just knowing that, hey, like, me and the guy on the mound, we're both big leaguers now, and we both are here for a reason. And for me, like, just telling myself, hey, you belong here, and you're here for a reason, and this guy's at the same level that I am. Maybe he's done it for 10 years longer than I have, but at the same time, we're both here, and we're both trying to get the same, accomplish the same goal, which is to beat each other in order to help our team win.
That's so true. Like, Matt McClain actually was the first time he came in. He was a first-round pick, and we're talking about, did you think you were going to go more and higher in the draft? Because he was in Marcelo's draft actually, and he's like, once I get in the batter's box, no one's thinking like, this guy was drafted where?
Yeah, exactly. It's so true. Yeah.
So, all right. Last thing is, this is where this is a reporter question. All right. I talked to you before about this contract extension.
Yeah.
What's your? You said that you hadn't got anywhere with it. Has anything changed?
No. I mean, since I've been here, it's been strictly baseball, and I think both sides have handled that well in terms of just letting me go and play, and you got enough things to do here and worry about here when you're here playing. So, no, there hasn't even been a single peep about it since I've been here, and
no minors.
Nothing.
Nothing substantial.
No, nothing substantial that was anything that we could work out. So for me, it was just the same goal. Like, even in the minor leagues, I was trying to get to the big leagues. I was trying to do my thing in the big leagues, and now that I'm here, it's the same thing. It's just focusing on being here and help the team win. And if that's a conversation to be had down the road, or maybe when the season ends, or whenever they think it's right, then I'm sure they'll bring it up. And if not, we'll just continue to play.
So I just want to make sure I'm accurate. Spring training, little. Minor leagues in a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it was nothing that was extended or anything that both sides felt was. Obviously, they were working with Garrett and Christian. So for us, it was, for me, it was trying to win a job in spring, and I wasn't worried about any of that. And they knew that, and they respected that. And obviously, I love this org so much, and I've only been in one org, and this is where I want to be, and I think they know that. So we'll see what happens.
It's a compliment. I mean, obviously, I don't need to tell you that.
Yeah.
It's like the fact that they even talk to you, and B, me asking the question as a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not
So-
in that order, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not. Mine isn't that much of a compliment. You got any questions for me? I can guide you if you want. If like it's.
No, we talk. The people on the camera don't know, but we talk.
Yeah.
We talk
well, yeah.
when I see you. So I don't have anything for you right now.
No, it's I'm trying to. I'm building you up, man. Like I sincerely mean it. Like I've seen. I told Marcelo this too. Like it's like. I think the things that strike me about you two is, like, you're good guys, but you're confident guys, right? The confidence, like I can tell the confidence. I see guys like who aren't. It gets the better of them.
Yeah.
But you're in your own way. I'm not saying like you aren't doing the walk-off throws to first.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I think, that you got to be confident in a sense, and regardless of how you show that, but also be professional and I think I credit to the Red Sox. They've done such a good job at developing guys, and the young guys that come up here, like, they're ready to be here. I think for the most part, and as far as the way that they carry themselves, and the guys who I've come up around have all been super pro, and all the guys in this clubhouse are very professional, and there's a lot to learn from, and it's a great atmosphere to be in for a young guy.
Have you met anyone cool?
Have I met what?
Anyone cool? Have you met anyone cool? Have you met anyone?
Outside of the guys on my team?
Yeah.
Somebody cool might see this that I've met and be like, wow, he didn't say it to me, but I don't know. I don't think I've met anyone
Oh, that's okay.
cool yet.
I don't know if
I've
like
been
Arnold
pretty-
Schwarzenegger
No.
swung by or something.
No, he hasn't swung by.
No,
But no, I've been just kind of doing my thing. I'm at the field all day, and then
Yeah. I mean, it's like
Go
Ben
home.
Affleck knows your name. Like that seems like a good thing.
yeah, he's. I'm a fan of his.
Are
so,
you?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Ben Affleck movie? The Town.
Definitely, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I've spoken about The Town.
Yeah, I know you have.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%.
right.
That's pretty easy. The Town.
Okay, I purposely asked that so Ben would engage.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know if you know this. I'm pretty big with celebrities. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
I got you. Thank you.